Good job, Brooke.
All right, we're here with Jordan and Jewell. Go ahead and open it up to questions. First, you go ahead. Hey, Jewell, what was the conversation after that first quarter?
Chip away. I mean, it's the first quarter, so you still have a long game left. And we were able to get some stops and we weren't discouraged. We understand it's basketball, it's game of runs, and we came a little lax, but at the end of the day, we found some motivation, got energized by the crowd, had people like Jordan step up and kind of get us going. So yeah.
At times being out there with 4 rookies on the court, can you describe what that was like, just being out there with them, sharing that with them? Were you doing a lot of talking, or were you just kind of watching, or
Shut down.
what was that like?
So there's a play where I literally talked her through it and we scored. So it's definitely more talking. But at the same time, they've been picking up so much stuff. I mean, they know the schemes, they know what we're doing, and they're so active. So for me, I got to keep it simple, understand certain things. But if I see something, I would tell anyone, not just them. And and I don't think tonight they played like rookies at all. They were locked in and focused, and that's credit to how they've been practicing all week, watching film, doing the extra stuff. And so that's just a testament to their credibility and their hard work more than me being a vocal leader. At the same time, Sue was still talking to me last year. So it was, I don't think that ever stopped of just being good at communication. That's something that we're working on a lot. Thanks, Sean. Yes, Mary Jordan. Either. I'm just trying to get her to talk.
I know.
Defense, we were able to get some stops. Everyone came in, we were able to rebound, push it, and play in transition. And a lot of times we were trying to figure out what our identity is, what plays do we call, what do we do? At the same time, people came in and did what they know what they do, and let's push the ball. Push in transition, get stops, have a feel for it. And that was working for us. But defensively, we were flying around. Everyone was talking. Even if we messed up on a coverage, someone was there. And I think that presence wasn't always felt, definitely late game. And so today, everyone was super locked in. And I really do think it was the crowd. We felt that energy shift, and we were able to just go into what we need to do.
Your mentality when we started and when the game finished?
My mindset was just to go in, play hard, and just know, like, if I made a mistake, which was gonna happen, this is gonna be next play. But if I just play hard, if I go hard, if I do the wrong thing, but I'm communicating, then I'm gonna be okay. But like you said, when the game, carried on, I feel like I, got in the rhythm. Jules, in my ear, coach was in my ear, and that really helped me. Yeah, I told him when we went in there.
She did. She did. A lot of it is just trusting my teammates. I know I could get to my spots, and I think I was able to. I missed some gimmies. I missed a free throw. Thank you, Jeff. He jinxed me. At the same time, like, I just understand, what teams are going to do. And this is honestly not a defense I haven't seen, whether it was here or overseas. So I trust that, and I trust my teammates, and they're able to pick apart things as well. So it's not just about me scoring, but it's about me making sure everyone's in the right places to be successful. And I think we did that down the stretch, and it helped a lot.
And third combined, you give up 24 points. What were the defensive adjustments that you guys made out there?
We had to meet their physicality. I feel like we was on our heels when we started the game. And that's not who we want to be. That's not who we are. I mean, you can see that. I mean, we have athletes on this team that we can pressure people. We can switch 1 through 5. So we have that in us. We just got to, execute that and, be consistent doing that. Once we do that, I mean, sky's the limit for us. I mean, we got to let our defense be our anchor and let that, flow. Let that be our, energy.
Makes it easier when you have Ezzy Yoda in the back, just swinging to catch layups. It's wild.
Did you see it being able to turn those?
it's our activity. Jordan mentioned it. We're so athletic, and sometimes people don't always notice. They just say, "Oh, they're younger, new," but a lot of these players on this team, they're crazy athletic. It makes me look slow. But I think the more we trust ourselves and understand, just the more we talk, the better we are. And you're going to see that communication build. I mean, we haven't been playing together for years. It's been months, sometimes weeks, right? And so for us, is we got to communicate better, and that's just us getting more comfortable, and that's what we saw tonight. Like, we heard everyone talking, and that's something that was new, and it was great to hear. And we've been harping that all practice, from training camp. Everyone talk, but what does that mean, right? But if you're talking and, now everyone's calling out schemes and coverages. So it was great tonight. And I think that's what we're going to build off, is just constantly communicating, wrong or right. You come in, you know what you're doing. And then that just kind of builds your confidence and energy level throughout the game.
Jordan makes things easier. Makes a lot of things easier. Communication.
She looks good. Jordan, your first WNBA win. What's it
Yeah,
feel
it
like?
feels good. I'm feeling good. I mean, I'm feeling good. We've been working hard, and we knew it was gonna come. And I'm just glad, we got to win in front of the home crowd. But like I said, I mean, we've been putting in the work nonstop, and it just shows, like, you stay patient, you stay hungry, you'll get one. And I feel like, we play how we just played. The sky's the limit.
Yeah, for me, the 2 rebounds you got, the back-to-back rebounds, because Nega makes that shot 62-63, and then you get the rebound on the offensive and the defensive. Can you just talk about that? Do you remember
At the end of the game, it's like, go get the ball. Like, there's nothing else you could do. Just make a play and go get the ball. And that's what I did. I just backed it down.
The game came to you, that was discussed. Was there any one point you remember it, you just kind of being free in self-expression, or it was still more organic?
Yeah, I feel like it was more organic.
I remember a play on defense.
Right.
She got to stop a turnover, force a turnover. And she was like, ah, I'm like, she's locked in. That's it. That's what we haven't seen. Like, that's what it was. And then she came down. I mean, yeah. So she might not remember, but I think
I do remember.
That forced us to be like, all right, like, she's here. I feel her
Yeah.
presence. And, that's what we need from her. Sometimes as a rookie, you don't feel it all the time, but those little things can change the mindset of you getting to stop and pushing and transition, whatever it is. So that was the moment I felt that was like, all right, we're good.
And like I said, I'm sorry. For me, what I've been really trying to focus on is just like being a lockdown defender. Like, I always pride myself on defense, but like letting that, be my spark. So I felt like, just me being locked in on the coverages and just, being, ultra aggressive on defense is how, things got rolling for me.
What does it say your accountability buddies,
Partner.
members? Yeah, and here you are. It was a team effort, but you two are accountability buddies talking at this post game when you guys come back.
I mean, I honestly, from day one, I told her, whatever you need, I'm here for you. And I think that's just been my mentality for everyone who's been on this team. And even though we have separate accountability partners, we're all here together. We're all got to work together. And I've done everything I can to make sure she feels comfortable. She's ready to go, because I know how special talent she is. There's not a player like her, honestly. And you guys are seeing a very small sample size of what she can do. And she's special. So if I could, help in any way I can, the way Sue and, all the veterans help me as a rookie, I'm going to do that for her. And not just for her, but for anyone who comes into this organization while I'm here. That's what I'm going to do.
Thanks, Sue.
You all had 11 second chance points to the Sparks 0, and then 15 fast break points to the Sparks 2. What does that kind of say about your hustle, as a team, and just how important are those second chance and fast break points?
We wanted to win. We understood that's a big part of who we are, is getting second chances, rebounding and crashing the boards. And we have roles that assigned to different players on what they need to do offensively, defensively, to crash or not. But it's our activity level. We're able to just be active, and everyone can crash the board. Everyone can bring the ball up. So it doesn't, stun anyone's growth to be able to go get the rebound and go. So we're able to just do that. And, that's just hard work and trying to box out and rebound. It's not easy. I mean, NECA, I mean, they crash. So the fact that we're able to do that as, guards all the way through our post players is important for how we want to play games.
And then you're averaging the most points per game in the league right now. What kind of gives you that confidence? What fuels that confidence to, keep pushing and do that?
Preparation. That's the biggest thing. It's understanding how to prepare. I'm exhausted, guys. I'm so tired. Just prepare for games. You start to understand other teams and their schemes, but it's really not about them. I just try to break the game down in smaller games and trust my teammates, and they put me in the positions. And I think I wasn't super efficient tonight in my eyes. At the same time, I understand that's how it's going to go, but I'm able to affect the game more than just one way. And being on this team, they're allowing me to kind of shoot. So it's been nice.
And then lastly, Jordan, what do you see from Jewell as a leader? Like, what about her leadership
nice.
style do you really like?
Don't tell them everything. Don't tell them everything.
No, man, she's just a great person. I already told you this before. Like I said, she welcomed me in with warm arms. And there's nothing I can ask for. Like, she's just a genuine person. Like, off the court, like, she's a hell of a basketball player. Like, she get to her spot. Every shot that she shoots, I'm thinking it's going in. I'll be just watching, like, all right, let me get back. And I'm like, oh no, I got a rebound. But no, just like, I don't know. She's just a good person. Honestly, that's all I can say.
Questions on Zoom. Eller, why don't you go ahead?
Jewell, going off of what you were saying before about Jordan, and just in terms of her potential, just for you on offense, with what she's doing tonight, what does it add playing alongside someone like her? You don't stop too often see players handling and driving, screening and slip in and making plays on the short roll.
Yeah, I mean, that's just where the game is going. I think I've played with a lot of great players so far, and someone who's so versatile as Jordan, it makes it a lot easier, definitely off ball screens. And really in any situation, because she could do it all. And like I said, you guys are seeing a very small sample size of what she can do. And it's more to come for sure. And I'm still waiting for her to dunk one, but we'll get there later on.
Thanks. And Jordan, just going off of that, going from handling the ball as much as you were in Tennessee to the role you're playing here in Seattle, how do you balance all those different features of your game?
Can you repeat that? I didn't really hear what you said.
Oh,
How
sure.
you
Versus kind of balancing each play, probably playing more like the four and stuff.
Like Jewell said, it's just coming down to the point where it's positionless basketball. It's definitely, I wouldn't say I'm playing differently, because I mean I'm doing all the same stuff. I would set screens at Tennessee, I would roll sometimes when I have guards on me.
just
I
more
post
mature.
up.
Just more mature.
Yeah, it's just like different area, and then on defense it's a little different. I'll say it's a little bit more physical, but it's not too different. It's just just me being in the right spots, and just more so just me knowing my coverage is on defense is the only thing.
Great. Thank you.
Yep, and Mark, we'll wrap up with you. Go ahead, Mark.
Awesome. First of all, congrats on the win, guys. Jordan, I just want to ask you, obviously, coming in and kind of like was just mentioned, having to acclimate and find new ways to impact the game. What has been kind of the biggest growing curve for you, or learning curve for you, and what has helped you kind of getting to this moment, having obviously career high tonight?
I feel like just being able to give myself grace has been a struggle for me, because I'm the type of person that I'm very competitive. I want to win. I want to get things right. I don't never want to mess up, and it's just like it's not going to happen when you're stepping into a whole new stage. Growing pains is going to happen, especially with a new team, and just being patient. It's really what I've been working on. But yeah, that's it as far as that goes. Just
Awesome.
being
Thank
patient
you.
and just knowing that I gotta have grace, give myself grace. Thank you all.
See you.
That's it. Thank y'all. Oh, I wanted to say one thing. If nobody told you, you are loved. I didn't say that during May, and it was Mental Health Month, and I'm so mad I didn't say that. But if nobody told you, somebody loves you. Okay.
We don't do this very often, but I feel like I wanted to opening with just your Your overall thoughts on the game.
I thought it was a great effort from our group. Super excited for this group to see the fruits of their labor being rewarded by a win. And it's not just like the win, but the how during the game. And obviously this is a good step for us, and we will continue to learn and grow and get better. But I'm super happy for this group, how we fought and how we stayed together and never wavered through our effort tonight.
Hey, Coach, after that first quarter, how did you get the game back on your terms, especially on the defensive end?
More energy on the defense. We talked about our pickup points, starting with Jordan and Lasia just being engaged. We talked about our physicality and not allowing NECA just to get to her sweet spots and just playing with more energy. There are some defensive breakdowns because of communication and coverages, and that was another thing, just being ultra aware of what's happening on the floor and trying to play out of our defense with some transition. And it wasn't going to be a home run play. It was possession by possession, just continue to chip away. And some good things happened before the half ended, and it gave us some momentum to go into the second half.
And in the second half, just what was it about that lineup with Jewell and the rookies that you liked?
Well, with another day of preparation, our rookies were more on point with their coverages. And that's the big thing. We want to play, our group because how hard they work, but we have to be on point and locked in with our scout. And I thought with an extra layer and day of knowing and being attentive to detail, I thought they're more aggressive because they were confident in our coverages. And then on the offensive end, just playing freely, playing in space, playing with pace, and utilizing their individual skill sets to make some good plays.
Dulcie got somewhat pretty important minutes in this one. What did you see out of her game? Obviously, I'm sure there's some things to work on, but some sort of positive moments as well.
Dulcie is very smart. She's picked up our system, and I've been wanting to play her and just finding moments. And I had a conversation with her and said that today was going to be the day. And she's just been physical. She's rebounding. She found Ezzy under the paint. She finished. It's just another layer of physicality that sometimes we miss, especially with our post players. And more, offensively, she can run the floor. She sets amazing screens, and there these things that don't show up in the stat sheet that she does.
And then with Jordan, I know after, I believe it was the Aces game, Jewell said it's a lot of mental for her to just kind of let things flow. And this one, it really seemed like she was able to do that. And they were talking about that here earlier. What have you seen out of her game, confidence-wise, and just being able to be more of herself?
Yeah, we talked about it. She's guarded 2 MVPs, all-stars, and we could go down the list within the first few games of her career. But what she's continuing to do is learn. She watches film, she asks again, she studies, and she's trying to do the right thing. And now when she knows how to do it in the moment, the comfort level is there, and we can continue to play her because of, when she's just concentrated, good things happen because she's so athletic, because she understands basketball and she can create plays. But from training camp until now, she's been very, very focused on how she can be the best version of herself for this particular team. And now it's coming.
With the way the season has started, you're down 18 after one quarter. It would have been easy to lose belief that, for the team to lose belief that they could come back in this one. Did you sense any of that? Did you have to kind of coach that at that point?
No, honestly, I felt just was our energy. We began the game losing Lexi Brown and got a 3, and Lexi Brown got a 3. It was just focus and energy. And I think we haven't had to coach that. And so I wasn't ever worried about, you know, schematically, like I always felt that we will stay together and we will fight and we will continue to work hard and flip that switch, but never was a moment where I felt we were out of it. I mean, we've been through these games and these first 5 games, and a variety of things have happened in the game. And so we're continuing to get some reps at everything that comes within the game. And I say it again, and I'll stress it, this group is just different and they're special. And yeah, they're youthful and inexperienced and a lot of things, but what they lack there, they have strong in their chemistry and camaraderie. They support each other, they empower each other. And I think that helps us in those moments to stay super positive.
On Saturday, Los Angeles outscored you 44-20 in the paint. Today, you outscored them 34-32. Talk about the positive adjustments on both ends of the court.
Yeah, it was, we talked about our pickup points, and though we are going under on screens, we still needed to be physical at the point with Jordan and Lasia. We talked about Nneka and being physical with her early, obviously bringing in a little bit more congestion early, no matter who was on her. We talked about just our coverages being clean, and we're being simple so that we can be aggressive. And I thought we did a better job of that. I thought we lost Lexi Brown in LA. I thought just some lapses defensively happen. And then conversely, when we're able to play out of our defense against their defense, that when it's not set, I thought that we were able to get downhill and play with some pace and find some things early in the offense, and that created some good looks for us.
On the broader picture, Jewell Loyd hits 4,000 career points for the Storm, only the 3rd player in franchise history to do so. What has she meant to the organization and just, everything with her?
Yeah, I mean, she's been amazing. She's been steadfast in a lot of ways. Obviously, she can score the ball, and she's, played with a variety of players. It's, it's great to see her to continue to have success no matter what team she's on. And she's mentally, she's locked in. She's in great shape, and she's with the team where she's having to do a little bit more and carry the load, but she's doing it positively. But specifically for this organization, I think she's been just a great example and a professional, and how she carries herself and how she works and how she wants to be the best, but also wants, her teammates to be the best. So I'm super proud of her and happy that, she's done this.
On Jordan, I know she got the double, but the 7 rebounds, what can you say about that? And then there were 2 that she got down, when it was 63, 60, 66, 63. We can just talk about her mindset on that end of the floor.
Yeah, the other day in practice, I think when we talk, she's like, what do I need to focus on today? And I'm like, you need to rebound more. And I think I said that in the huddle as well. She's so athletic. The couple of rebounds that she got, she's at the rim. It just gives us extra possessions in that way, but also it gets her going. She's finding ways to be effective, and it's not going to only be scoring for her. Her number 1 role for us is to be an elite defender. And I think that helps us as well, as if you're defending and rebounding and finding ways to help us offensively. We're going to find some success.
And last one, Jewell's maturity, just in terms of that, she doesn't get a lot of shots to begin the game, and then she doesn't force that, and she picks her, and then you ask her to be a leader. You just talk about that.
I mean, she has to trust her teammates, and she's doing that. I mean, the other day in LA, late, she finds Jade for. And I think she knows that the better that our teammates are and comfortable and confident they are, the better she's going to be, because now teams can't just double you all the time. We have other people who can score the ball. And so to empower her teammates is important for her success, her individual success, but in the greater scheme of things, it's important for our team success. And so for her to, continue to pass, she's going to do that. She has to make those reads. She has to trust the pass, because, that's what we need to execute. And then from the leadership piece, I don't want to put a lot of things on her plate. And so to have Kia, to have Sammy, to have Bonnie, to have other voices who can kind of take some leadership aspects vocally, what she's done is led by example. And she's doing that every single day. And I really commend her for that.
Coach, you forced 23 turnovers out of a team that
Yeah.
was tied for the league lead in fewest turnovers. Is this more of like what you want part of the makeup when you talked earlier this season before you even started playing games, like being more of a blue collar team that was going to get points off of defense? Is this more what you were envisioning?
Yeah, it is. And it's been a process. So, you know, I didn't think we were really there for game one to be super disruptive and aggressive how we wanted to be. But now leading up to game 5 with more practice time and reps and watching film, I think the understanding of where our rotations are and how to be aggressive and is coming with the team that's, you know, super young and in a lot of areas. And so, yeah, we want to get to a point where we're solid defensively, but we can make sure we're disruptive and using our athleticism at different positions to create easier baskets for us on the other end.
Get some questions on Zoom. Mark, why don't you kick us off? Mark, go ahead.
Hey, Noelle, first off, congrats on the win. I wanted to kind of piggyback off Kevin's question earlier about, handling an early deficit. I know you mentioned energy being really pivotal in that, but when you have something like that, how do you kind of balance wanting to, obviously get back into the game, but also, knowing like, wanting to change things up to make things work or, how do you kind of work on that? Because I feel like that's going to be really difficult to do.
Yeah, I think for me, I just think about just trusting 1 through 12. So knowing that, in practice and what we see every day, that if someone isn't doing that, it's next woman up mentality. And that's what happened today. We weren't getting what we needed and we moved to Evie. Dulcie came in the game and it's just trusting that and staying positive. I have a lot of grace with this group because we just haven't been through the fire together. And so this is actually good for us because it's testing our character in those moments. It's testing our execution and our basketball minds in those moments. And it's just about being patient and taking it moment by moment, not getting too high, too low, and, chipping away.
Most definitely. As a follow-up too, obviously Ezzy is an incredible defender. I feel like anybody can pinpoint that, but I was wondering if you could say, what you feel is the most stand out about her, especially tonight. It felt like her activity just in general was awesome.
Yeah, first and foremost, she's in great shape. She's had this year, in Europe to learn the game at a high level, but also be on a team that, she needed to do these things as well. And coming back with confidence, she's communicating more. She knows where she needs to be. Her number one role is to be our defensive anchor, and she's doing that every single night. She's covering, her man and other people's, holes and all of those things. But I think she's really honing in on that role and utilizing, her defensive prowess and her athleticism to impact plays.
Awesome. And then, one last follow-up, when you're talking about communication in general, like how do you teach communication? I know that's probably sounds like a stupid question, but like, how do you like teach somebody to be a better communicator?
That's a great question. Just the emphasis, making sure in drills and in reps where, our thing is to be constant communication, early, loud, and continuous. And so to make sure that we're sticking in that pocket of, open your mouth. It's not mental telepathy. Make sure we're over communicating, make sure we're listening, active listeners as well. It's a two-way street with that, but it's just for us, I think, just repping it every single day.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And M, to wrap us up, M.
Hey, Noe. Just to start off, between Saturday and tonight, I know you talked about cleaning up the execution, but was there any part of your defense night that was a deliberate adjustment in terms of the amount of defensive pressure and blindside help you were sending in the post?
Just two things. I'll just say our pickup points. Even though we're sliding under Jordan Canada, you want to still pick her up and make that the defensive execution of the pick and roll a little bit cleaner. Sometimes you can go over the top, take the biggest gap and stay physical there. And then again, our pickup point with NECA. We brought a little bit more congestion early. It's harder to bring congestion when she's facing up, but I thought that we were physical, got her off her spot. We were still aggressive with Lexi. She wasn't in as many ball screens, but we were more attentive to when she was coming off our pin downs, top blocking and being aggressive there.
Great. And, just to finish up, with someone who can do as many things on both ends of the court as Jordan, Is there a difference in how you scheme around them or fit them in than you would with a more traditional player?
Yeah, we want to disrupt Jordan a little bit, but it's hard because she's so fast. So you can't really trap her. It's not a go under, it's a sprint under, but she knows how to use her rescreens, and she's a good passer in the middle of the floor. So it's about, I think the first and foremost is, being in her space. She's getting to the rim. You have to contest without fouling, but because she's very good at drawing fouls. So it's difficult. You don't, want to give her the same looks, but also at the same time, you have to just be super smart and hyper focus on her ball screens and making sure, you're aggressive at that point.
Oh, sorry. I meant your Jordan, Horston.
Oh, what's the question? Jordan.
Yeah, with someone who can do as many things as Jordan Horston can
Okay.
do, is it different in fitting into your schemes or scheming around her than a more traditional player?
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Sorry, Jordan. The thing with Jordan is, yes, we will get there, but it's just a process, just learning our system and being super, super focused on like how we want to execute. And so, we want to start with a base and a foundation before we let her loose. And, we have what we call go-getters. Ezzy's a go-getter on the defensive end. Sometimes she can overrun a coverage to go get a block. And that's what we want Jordan to get to eventually. But first and foremost, she needs to know schematically, the basis of what we want to do. And then, as the season progresses, yes, she will be a little bit more aggressive.
Oh, that's super interesting. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, coach. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.